Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Or good evening. Depends. Depends. Alright. Paul Treffel, Captain Jetlag, Kuro. Good morning. Alright. How was the weekend? So I'm assuming the topic today will be Halloween, right? Has to be. Can't be anything else. Good morning, Mila. I'm making that executive decision. That's cool, Paul Treffel. Congratulations. That's level 1. Your son reached level 1. Captain Jetlag. That sounds like fun. Hey, good morning, Veronica. So, let's do some Halloween. Right. Time is starting. Let's try to make there's the pumpkin guy, right? Let's kind of maybe some sort of superhero version of it. Can you hear my son laughing? He's watching something funny on TV, I guess. He's home today. He was a bit ill yesterday. So he's home chilling. Yeah, he's definitely level 1 noob. Let's give him a scythe. But the scythe needs to change. I'm kind of just mapping it out a bit. I will do a cleaner line art on top. Let's have him some sort of butt flap thing. Knee up. The head, I think, could be angled a little bit better. Or maybe I should paint it. Cool, is that so? That's fantastic. Maybe I should paint it. Quickly decide, should I paint it or should I do line art? I'm waiting. While I'm waiting, I'll sketch a little bit more. Alright, I'll paint it then. Cool. Okay. Let's paint with white. And not too much light. That should be in the dark. The eyes should be glowing, obviously. Actually, I might as well use color straight away. So there's I don't have the movie yet, but my son was on a catwalk. He was showing like kids fashion, right? He was model. So he was walking, he was kind of looking around, trying to see me. So he couldn't see me, but he at the it's so funny. At the end of his walk, like they had to walk like a U shape. He spotted his school friend. He was sitting there with his mother. His mother is also into fashion. She's like a stylist or whatever, And he spotted his classmate, like his buddy, his best friend. And when he saw him, he was like, oh, like with the hand a little bit like hidden, like made a fist towards his buddy. It's so funny. It's so hilarious. It's like, oh, when I see you after the show, you and me gonna have a talk, kind of reaction in the fist. Super funny. Hey, good morning, Ilari. Oh, no, that was so good. And then my wife, that mother of my son's school friend, she sent the video clip. It's like perfectly shot as well, and you could see him like, oh. So good. It's so funny. It's really good. But unfortunately, he has like this issues with loud noises. It's like he gets a headache easily out of it. I think he's very sensitive to it. So he got a migraine kind of and got sick from it when we got home. It was a bit shame. So next time I came up with the idea. The next time he's gonna do a fashion show, that he'll wear earplugs. Wear earplugs. Yeah, I think that'll help him a lot. Not getting like an overload. But like instantly when he walked off stage, he started complaining about headache. It's interesting. Like as a kid, like we went and listened to a friend of the family or the father of my kid's cousin, more or less. He's like a rock star, like in a way, not rock star but pop star, and they were playing like a release party, and we went to listen, like when he was like a couple of years younger, and he like panicked and ran out. So I had to stand outside the concert with him because he just couldn't deal with the sound level. That's like the first time it was really obvious that, you know, like he's very sensitive to loud noises. But it's a common thing. It's like, I think to some degree it's like extremely mild autism, or it's not autism, but a sensory disorder. Like it's this specific thing. Like it's very very common. A lot of people have it, and it's like either uh, like you don't like having your hair brushed, or you like it, and some like don't like pressure, like blanket, or some people love having like something heavy or constricting on. It's like those kind of things where it's very, a lot of people have it, but it's actually a sensory disorder, where it's not just, you know, like neutral. I don't care if there's something heavy or light on me, you know. But it's called disorder. But you know, it has to be labeled somehow, right? But apparently it's extremely common. Hey, good morning, Svensson. Dear Bard, good morning. How's it going? Now to liquefy, my lovely liquefy. I love like liquefy. It's such a good tool. You can adjust what you've done and save a lot of expressive brush marks rather than having to redo them. I think that's what I love using the most with liquefy. It's like you can adjust things easily. That's cool, dear Bart. I hope it's busy with work rather than as in artwork. Work related to art, rather than like keeping you away from doing art. Hey, Cosmin Polar. Good morning. Welcome. Okay. Let's play around with this, I think. That is supposed to be shadow. And light can be this. And no, but that's okay. Let's do that. That can be quite blue. Let's move it. Maybe we do need to move it up. Yeah, and let's put that like that, that like that, and then this can be. Let's see if I can make that work. That was interesting. I need to adjust it. Well, hopefully I will find some good setting. I kind of like on stuff like that. Even though I lose quite a bit of it, but oh, doesn't matter. Kuro, ouch, that is tough. But little does she know it's very possible to make a living doing art. Now, fine art, that's something completely different. That's a completely different market to get into and be successful in. Concept art, I'd say, is a lot more like doable in that sense. Let's give him a red cape. Um, Elithenia, good morning. It's definitely doable to make a living with art. Let's put some blue light. Gonna play around with the colors a bit, I think, like mood. That needs to be also a different blue, to not to confuse it too much. Let's flip. Sorry, I'm gonna. I got yet again caught up in what I'm doing and stopped talking. Um, yeah. So, have you guys seen the latest Nintendo, that Switch? What's your thoughts on that? I think for me, it's definitely not something I would be interested in. It's just looks too too annoying. It doesn't look like it's something I'd be able to enjoy. Like, okay, I get it that you can like move it around. Uh, that's cool. It's cool that you can like game on the road, and that hopefully like capacity wise the quality is not lowered. But you know, is it actually that interesting? I mean, I haven't seen the specs, like the strength of the machine, but I'm kind of doubtful it'll be like very powerful if you'll be able to take it with you. Is it going to be like a PlayStation 3, um, one generation back? Most likely. Good morning, Rafi. Oh, you guys are talking about how to get a job, yeah. Like, that's an interesting topic. Um, like a lot of people like to ask um, seasoned professionals, like what's the best way to get into the industry? And I think that is so impossible to say for someone who's not anymore a beginner. Like, look, all these like pros um, saying like, oh, you should do this, you should do that, in the sense of, you know, like how to get into the industry. But the industry doesn't even look the same as when they got hired. You know, I would I would say, in all honesty, I wouldn't know in like how to. I could give you what I think based on where I am and what's needed for the industry, but in the sense of like I have a great way to get hired today, it's really hard to say because like when I got into the industry that was 10 years ago, and you know, majority of people used forums at that time and not social media. And now, you know, today it's completely different. But I mean, I can always guess, you know, give my best idea, suggestion, but you know that you just find it strange when a lot of um, professional people give those suggestions without kind of prefixing that statement saying, I actually don't know because I got into this industry a long time ago. That's what I think, at least. Now, it's easy to think that you know, but in all reality, most likely you don't. What time is it? 7 minutes left. Oh, it's getting quite messy. repainting a lot of edges all the time. Oh well. It's fun though. I'm having fun. Great to see you guys discussing a lot. Great. Unfortunately, I can't really read a lot of those comments, but it looks like good discussion. Yeah, I'm completely not talking super into painting this painting. Hopefully you guys don't mind. The thing is, like with being have a good presence on internet, I think is just a matter of like chances of being noticed. Like the more popular you are in that sense on the internet, the higher the chance that someone that can hire you sees you. Emails, I think, are more directly. I think they're good in a way of you can tailor your portfolio for the client you're sending it to. So if you want to get hired by, let's say, Bethesda, like for the Skyrim, etc. You tailor your portfolio and send that portfolio directly to them. But then your whole portfolio, in the sense of your full body of work, if that contains some fantasy, the chances are still that they will see it because of if you manage to get a good reach on social media. So I think both are good to do. It's just a matter of like what's the Like, what's the plan, right? It's a tricky thing, like getting a job. But as soon as you start getting a job, um, when it's wrapped, finished, I'd always try to make sure that you make as loud noise as possible when it's finished, and you're allowed to show it. So that you're allowed to to show it in public. Make sure that you update your website, etc., all the social media platforms, um, and so on. Like when I did a game with a friend of mine called the Other Brothers. Like for example, we had to do our own marketing. So what we did was we had updates in store, like planned ahead to build up traffic to a big announcement, right? So we just didn't make a big announcement out of the blue. We made sure that we had articles or stuff like that that people could see, and then when, like, after a couple of posts or whatever, where people started reading them, and then we made sure to make a big update. And you could relate that as well to, let's say, you're gonna show some new body of work. Just don't make a big post without building traffic up to it. Maybe you can show some personal art or sketches and studies or whatever, to make people interested by finding you, with a higher chance of percentage of finding you. And then um, there's many different ways of um, showing art online, and like marketing. I don't think there's anything right or wrong. I think it's just important to have a plan. And we made a plan, and that was our idea, like our marketing strategy. But we actually got really quite got a lot of traffic on that game. We were on a lot of different sites, and we were on front pages of almost all major markets on iTunes. And I'd say it was a success in that sense. All right, time's up. Thank you everyone for coming. Have a great Halloween, I guess, if you're celebrating that. Have a great one. Yeah, I'm reading your comments. Anyways, thanks for everyone for coming. Goodbye. 1, 2, 3. I need an outro. This is my outro.